Let me see. Oh, it's not too bad here. Also, I think I heard that we'll have lunch in a different room so y'all can cool off a little bit too. So. Wasn't me, but I heard it, so I figured I'd break the good news to y'all. All right, what I figured I would do is just talk a little bit about technology, and it's a potpourri. In just 3 slides, I promise to be the fastest person that talks today. Not necessarily in how fast I speak, although I can if you want. Try and be like the commercial, but I'll try and be quick. All right, and somebody just gave me a signal, and if you can't hear me, just give me an up sign, especially in the back over here and over here, because I tend to talk quiet, but I can be really loud. I have daughters, and they can tell you I can be really loud. So, yes, please, in the back, just point out. Okay? Where did things go? Okay, here we are. I want to talk a little bit about technology and manufacturing. We continue to try and get more and more technology into manufacturing to make manufacturing higher quality and better product. At Garden Light, we have our own CNC machine. I was really amazed when I joined the company. By the way, I didn't tell y'all, but I'm the second newest employee at Garden Light. I've been with the company for 4 weeks, so I'm relatively new. For this size company to have this type of CNC machine, I was amazed. It's a very nice machine, and we're going to use it more and more in the future to control quality and control output. In the coming years, we're going to integrate more and more an ERP system, which goes back to what I think Stuart was saying, whereas it ties together the digital technology of everything, from consumers in the field, through you all, through to sales, through to production, including through to engineering, through to quality, and into production. So it ties everything together. We get better, quicker, faster. The big data you talk about to help with you, this ERP system is the big data for manufacturing and quality. I'm figuring out. Brittany, by the way, helped with the presentation, so. Yes. The next 2 things I just wanted to hit on. Quality is a major importance to us. So one of the things we do is 100% burn-in of everything. And why do we do that? The goal is not to have problems with the field. That's your goal, that's our goal. 100% burn-in allows what's called the bathtub curve. There's everything you make electronically has a high failure rate at the beginning, goes down to a very low and steady failure rate, and then after things have been out in the field for decades at times, especially with these type of products, it goes back up. Burn-in in the factory allows us not to give you those early failures. That's the goal. And we will continue to do that because of that. And then finally, the second most important quality thing that I've learned in the 4 weeks is leak testing and water, keeping the water out. I'm sure you've all run into water in your LEDs, whether they're, hopefully if they're submersible they don't get in there, but hopefully none of them do because that kills them. We leak test a lot of the products. All the products get leak tested to some degree, not every unit that goes out the door. But those are probably the 2 biggest things that affect our quality. Please let me know other things. I really am interested in what you all have, what you all see as failures, what you all have as ideas for new products. All right, at Garden Light, we've got state-of-the-art engineering. And there's just a couple of things I wanted to throw out there for that. As you all know, lights as well as most electronics are a combination of mechanical and electrical design. SolidWorks is a state-of-the-art, state-of-the-art tool for mechanical design. It allows our mechanical engineers to draw and put together the products before we make the first part. They also bring in what's called step file, which is a 3-dimensional look at the PCB board, so that our clearance is we don't hit things, we don't break things in production, and it leads to a lower failure rate. Altium or Cadence, those are 2 of the companies that make the equivalent of SolidWorks for the electronics industry. And then I threw up, we do have a 3D printer. I'm sure you've all heard about that. We have one of those. We're using it for prototypes. It allows you to make prototypes quicker and get an idea what things look like. You won't see anything like that come out to the field because it doesn't use the materials yet that we use in the field. All right, and then finally, again, this is a potpourri of different topics. But the last thing I wanted to talk about is the control systems that Dave talked about a little bit. We make luminaries, but we have to work with the other parts in the system. And we will probably advance back in the system. We'll make some dimmable drivers and things like that. But we work with a couple other companies for control systems. Oh, my bad. Lutron and Crestron are the two. Crestron, they actually have a really neat feature on their website. You can go to our website, there's a button to click on, it takes you to the Crestron's website that tells you which one of their drivers work with our luminaries. They're dimmable, they're controllable by Crestron, and it's a very nice tool. We also have systems that have been put together with Lutron controllers. So those are the two we've worked with the most that I've heard. We are going to continue to, like I said, move back in the system, more things from us, but also I hope we will be working with more and more of the control manufacturers. And with that, as I promised, I'm the fastest person to speak to you.
Awesome.
Thank you all. By the way, if I haven't met you, my goal is to meet every one of you while I'm here. I'll be here today and tomorrow. And if I don't meet you by the end of it, feel free to come up and tell me I failed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is everybody doing okay? Can we roll? Further ado.